They thought I charged them to take care of the leaves on someone else's property. This is what they said. They said, hey, it looks like you took care of the lot next to his. Not much can be done about it now, but in the future, please just do his property. We don't want to pay to remove the leaves from somebody else's lot. Let me explain. Whenever I take care of anyone's property, I always go to their property, check it out, look it over real good, make sure I know exactly what they want done, and then send them an estimate. Now, I don't get started on that property unless they accept the estimate. Once the estimate is accepted, then I'll get out there and I'll do the work. But I never get on someone's property, do the work, and then send them a bill without them knowing how much they're gonna be charged. I wouldn't want that done to me, and I'm definitely not gonna do it to someone else. So let's check out this property real quick. So here is the property line, this tree right here. About 5 feet on the left-hand side of that is the property line. So I have to do everything on the right-hand side of this. And that's what I bid this job for. I sent them an estimate. They accepted the estimate. It was for everything from right in front of me to the right. Everything to the left is the other property in the empty lot that someone else owns. But what I think they thought that I did, I think they thought that I took care of all these leaves on the left-hand side, that I pushed them down to the street, and then I sucked them up. But that's not what happened. You'll see what happened here a little later. So before we get too deep into the video, I just want to say the customers that I'm taking care of here, they're great people. They did not mean anything at all by that comment or that statement that they made about me taking care of the other property. So before you light them up in the comments section, just know the customers are great people. Just a little bit of miscommunication. They drove by and I think what they saw was not really what had happened, and they didn't realize that. So you'll be able to figure that out a little later in the video when you see what I actually did compared to what they thought I did. So miscommunication there, and just know that the customers are great and they're wonderful people to work for. In the last video, a lot of you were really impressed by this backpack blower, so I thought I'd tell a little bit more about it. It is the Redmax EBZ9000 backpack blower. It's the biggest, baddest, most powerful backpack blower on the market right now, coming in at 56 newtons of blowing force, 1245 CFM, and it weighs 26.5 pounds, and it retails for $799. So pretty expensive backpack blower, but it's definitely worth every single penny. It makes my job much easier. The fuel tank holds 91.3 ounces, and let's see, what else can I tell you about it? The airspeed, 216 miles per hour. So that just gives you a little bit more info on this Redmax EBZ9000. I've ran Redmax for a long time. Way back in the day, I had a Redmax 8500. It was the most popular backpack blower for probably a decade, and since then they come out with several different models. After that, recently Echo was the leader in the backpack blower game, and then now, as of this year, probably a few months ago, this Redmax EBZ9000 was introduced, and another company, Husqvarna, they're kind of a brother-sister company, and they will be coming out with their version of this same Redmax blower, and it's called the Husqvarna 590 BTS. So that'll be coming out probably in the next couple of months, so early spring of 2025. So be on the lookout for that. But if you have a Redmax dealer, check this blower out. If you have a Husqvarna dealer, check out the 590 BTS. Basically the same thing as this backpack blower that you're seeing in this video, but both blowers very, very nice, super powerful, and definitely would recommend them. area right here by this gazebo is very, very hard to blow the leaves out. You have the lattice, you have all these little trees up around the gazebo. You got to go back and forth. Same thing over here by this deck. You have the little bushes over here along the deck, and it's just hard to get in there and blow these leaves out. But it takes a little time, takes a little back and forth, but before you know it, you'll have this area clean. It's much, much faster when you're in the wide open area. Same thing over here by this AC unit. That's my least favorite areas to get the leaves moved away from, because just really, really tight corners and hard to get in there. You'll see a garden hose down below all these leaves. That's an area where most of the time you have to lift up the garden hose in order to get those leaves cleaned out. But this backpack blower is powerful enough that you can just blow right over the top of the garden hose, and look at that, not a leaf left. I want to give a quick shout out to you, the viewer. I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this cleanup video. If you guys are interested in these leaf removal cleanup jobs and you want to see more videos like this, comment below right now and just put more leaf removal. And if you put that in the comments below, I'll know that you guys are enjoying these leaf removal jobs and you want to see more videos like this. But right now in my area, this is the type of work that I'm doing. So day in and day out, each and every day, I'm out there tackling jobs just like this. So this is what I do for a living. This is how I provide for my family and make an income. So if you guys would like to see more videos like this, just drop a comment below and let me know. But I appreciate the continued support. I appreciate the comments, and I just appreciate you guys tuning in to each and every video. So thanks a lot. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned this property line over here, and I mentioned this empty lot. So the vent track is right here on the property line, taking all those leaves from the customer's yard and pushing them over here to the curb. So I have the leaves piled up on the empty lot because if you look at the box truck there, my truck and trailer is going to be longer than the box truck itself. And so if I have my truck pulled in right there where the box truck is at, and then my trailer behind it, that trailer will be in the perfect position to suck up those leaves. So that's why I positioned this whole leaf pile over there on the empty lot, so that later on when I bring the truck and trailer, I can easily suck these leaves up. So I'm not necessarily cleaning up the leaves on the empty lot, but more on that here in a second. Again, I'm over here on my customer's property, and I'm moving these leaves to the edge of the property line, and here in a minute I'll get the Ventrac out and I'll push these leaves that are right on the property line, and I'll push them to the pile of leaves out by the curb. So still haven't touched any leaves over on the empty lot yet. All right, so on the left-hand side is my customer's property. On the right-hand side is that empty lot that is owned by someone else. So as a courtesy, I took 10 minutes to go back and forth and blow these leaves that are on the empty lot and blow them to the far side of the property. Why did I do that? Because this customer paid quite a bit of money to have these leaves cleaned up on their property. And as a courtesy, I said, hey, I'm going to go over here to this empty lot. They're not going to do anything at all with those leaves. They're just going to sit here. Nobody's going to come in and take care of them. So as a courtesy, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to blow their leaves to the far side of the property. That way they don't end up on your property, and that way your yard stays nice and clean. So I was getting their yard cleaned up for Thanksgiving, actually. So they wanted it looking nice. I didn't want leaves coming back over there and junking it up again. And so I literally took 10 minutes to come over here and blow these leaves to the far side. I didn't blow them to the curb. I didn't push them to the curb. I didn't suck any of these leaves up. I simply got over here and very, very quickly cleaned up this empty lot so they didn't end up on the neighbor's or on the customer's property. So that's what you'll see right here. But again, wanted to clarify that. The customer thought maybe I cleaned up their leaves and spent, an hour or so pushing them to the curb and sucking them up, but that wasn't the case at all. 10 minutes in and out just as a courtesy, and I didn't charge them anything at all to take care of this empty lot. Just finished up. We'll go check it out and see what it looks like after I pushed all those leaves to the curb. So you look over there at the far side of this property and everything's out of the way. Nothing's gonna blow back over into this yard. So it'll stay looking nice for a while, but man, this job was tough. These leaves you had to push a long distance from the back all the way up the side here, and up there by the box truck, piled them all up there by the curb. And so I'll come back the next day and suck them up with the leaf vac. But check out the front yard real quick, see what it looks like. A few leaves have fell since then because we got a lot of wind, but here I am, I'm back, and I've got the truck, I've got the dump trailer, and I've got the huge leaf bag. So it's time to get these leaves sucked up and get them out of here. If the wind is in your favor, you can get away with getting the backpack blower back out and kind of funneling these leaves back into the tube and getting them sucked up and shredded up. So I basically create a little funnel here, a wall on either side, and I just work my way back and forth, blowing that wall or blowing that tunnel into that tube. And it works really well because you're blowing from one side and the other wall kind of stops the leaves from going any further, and then the same thing on the other side. So I'm kind of working my way back and forth of this wall and just taking out a little bit at a time. Again, these leaves were piled up with the Ventrac and the plow, so they're packed in there really tight. This pile is huge. It's way bigger than it looks. Video just doesn't do it justice, but working my way back and forth, and we'll eventually get these leaves out of here. Alright guys, there you go. That pretty well wraps up this leaf removal job. So checking out my truck real quick before I leave. Leaf dust everywhere, completely covering this truck from shredding those leaves up. So gonna get the backpack blower out real quick, blow the truck off, and then I'll be out of here. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the continued support. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you've watched this far, and we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good day, and as always, hey, God provides.